All right, ladies and gentlemen, see if we're live. All right, we are in fact live. What is going on, guys? My name is K-Dog's Kennel, and welcome to this, my WWE Elimination Chamber 2026 PLE predictions video. I meant to have this episode up earlier in the week, but I kind of got enveloped in the How to Platinum series for Dark Souls 2, which we completed yesterday, so kudos to me. And so we're going to train it. Whoop. There we go. Like, get to the right screen, K-Dog. Get to the right screen. But best thing I could come up with, I wanted to do like a match-by-match graphic like I did for the Rumble, but I couldn't find anything for it. Yo, cats and dogs, welcome in. So we're going to talk about Elimination Chamber, which happens tomorrow, night, the final stop, if you will, on the road to WrestleMania 42. As of this recording, there's only 4 matches. I don't know what it is with Triple H and these freaking, PLEs that have, 4 matches, but that's what we've got in this particular PLE. The match on screen, I think, is going to be the main event, which I got a lot to say about that. But we're going to go in reverse order from I got Wikipedia because I didn't even know what the card was, if I'm being 1,000% honest with you. But so I got the card in front of me. Hometown boy CM Punk defending the World Heavyweight title against Finn Balor. This is almost comical to me. Everybody and their mothers knows Finn Balor's not going to win this thing. Punk's going to retain. Punk's already got this monumental showdown coming up at WrestleMania 42 with Roman Reigns. Why would you remotely try to throw a monkey wrench in it by having Finn Balor, win the world title? It doesn't make sense in that regard. It doesn't make sense to have Finn. I think what's going to happen with this match, there's been animosity between, Finn Balor and Dominic Mysterio. I think Dominic is going to come out to try to help Finn win, but it's going to backfire, and it's going to start the Balor Mysterio program for WrestleMania, because I think it's going to be Finn and Dominic for the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania, and I think this is where you need to, if that's the direction that you're going to go, if that's the direction that you're going to steer the ship, Elimination Chamber is the place that you need to plant the seed. That way, at least you've got something to build toward as we get closer to WrestleMania. So I got Punk winning and retaining. Again, it doesn't make sense for Balor to win here. A match I thought they'd save for WrestleMania. Becky Lynch defending the Women's Intercontinental Championship against AJ Lee. Kind of on the fence on this one because I can see AJ winning the title here and then dropping it at WrestleMania. There's been really nothing showing or proving that AJ Lee is going to stick around full time. Why put the belt on her, especially long term? Because, people talk about, AJ, and I can also see AJ winning by disqualification here and then winning the title at WrestleMania. The only problem with AJ winning the title at WrestleMania is where do you go from there with it? Because, like I said, you don't know if AJ's back full time or anything of that nature. But I think the writing's on the wall. Again, it's in Chicago. AJ's married to CM Punk. Hometown boy, hometown girl now. I do look for AJ to win the title. However, I do see her dropping it back to Becky come WrestleMania, because again, there's no writing on the wall that AJ is going to stick around, full time. So, for her to have a lengthy run or even a moderately lengthy run with the title doesn't make a lot of sense. But I'm gonna go against my gut. I think AJ's winning the title, or she's gonna win by disqualification, which is gonna set up some stipulated match at WrestleMania. But give me AJ. Elimination Chamber match, the women, Tiffany Stratton, Rhea Ripley, Alexa Bliss, Asuka, Kiana James, and Raquel Rodriguez. Winner of this match will face Jade Cargill. at WrestleMania 42 for the WWE Women's Championship. I think it's safe to say Jade Cargill's run with the title has been an absolute flop. She's had one defense since she won the damn thing. I personally, I would love to see Alexa Bliss win this thing, but I think they're going to lean in the direction of Tiffany Stratton because of the fact that, Cargill beat Tiffany Stratton to win the title, and I don't think she ever got her rematch for it. But, like I said, I personally want Alexa Bliss to win this thing. And once we get done talking about Eliminate, I'm going to talk about Raw. A couple things on Raw Monday. So, yeah, this is going to be kind of, like I said, quick video. There's only 4 matches. But I'm going to kind of add to it, if you will. But yeah, I want Alexa to win, but I think they're going to go with the premise. I think they're going to give the nod to Tiffany Stratton to win this. And then the main event, which is what's on your screen right now, Randy Orton, LA Knight, Cody Rhodes, Javon Evans, Trick Williams, and whoop-de-freaking dude, Jay freaking Uso. Winner of this match faces Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania 42. Let's face this. You got to face facts with this, guys. Cody Rhodes is going over in this match. What bothers me the most about this is, again, the writing on the wall. Bronson Reed was actually supposed to be in this match, but they had to change the finish on the fly to Jey Uso going over because Bronson Reed suffered a torn bicep during that qualifying match this past Monday on Raw. So Bronson Reed, second year in a row, he's going to miss WrestleMania due to a serious injury. Very unfortunate for him. I love that they included Javon and Trick into this match. They're making their chamber debuts. I think it's going to be very interesting, very unique to see how they incorporate themselves in the match. I think it's going to come down to Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes. Biggest question on this is this where we get the Randy Orton heel turn? It's been teased since last year, since last, was it Clash? Was it Clash of the Castle? That they kind of teased it a little bit, but they haven't pulled the trigger on it. The WWE cannot go with Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre one-on-one for the title. Not at WrestleMania. This has WrestleMania 30 vibes when it was going to be Randy Orton against Batista. That would have went over back then, much like Rhodes and McIntyre would go over now, like a wet fart in church. It's not, you don't want to go that route. A lot of talk about WWE making, including the likes of Jacob Fatu, Sami Zayn, making this, a fatal 4-way. The WWE needs to do something different with this. It cannot be one-on-one. I think if it's one-on-one, I think you're going to have, fans shit the bed, shit the floor, shit in the bathtub. You know what I mean? Like, it's not going to go over very well. But again, the writing's on the wall. Cody's winning this thing. He's punching his ticket to WrestleMania. And it sucks. It's not that I dislike Cody Rhodes, but you just had Drew and Cody, Cody lost the title to Drew the start of the year, in that 3 Stages of Hell match on SmackDown. Again, not much of, it's, no. I don't want to see Cody Rhodes, Cody Rhodes, Drew McIntyre one-on-one at WrestleMania. I don't want to see that at all. I don't know too many people that do. And then we're going to switch over to Raw, discuss a couple of things. The AJ Styles send-off, if you will, very emotional. You kind of got the feeling that, AJ wasn't going to be done. He was going to pull a Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels every time, they're, I'm done, because I lost a match, or whatever. They come back in some capacity, but it really looks like AJ's done. I love The Undertaker coming out at the end of that segment to induct AJ Styles into the WWE Hall of Fame class of 2026. Oh my God, the hate on the internet, for the love of God. Can't believe AJ's getting in before John Cena.
I can't believe AJ's getting in before Batista. I can't believe that AJ's getting in before Demolition.
Okay, two things you got to note. Number one, John Cena, Batista, those are going to be headliners. They're not going to be just, added to a, and I don't want to say Stephanie McMahon is the headliner this year, but, being, the boss's daughter, well, now the boss's wife, because, Triple H is in charge of the WWE, you would think she would be the headliner this year. I would love to see Demolition go into the Hall of Fame this year. I was a diehard Demolition fan. I'm so tired of people saying, the likes of Chris Benoit, Owen Hart are going to go in. Neither one of them are going to go in, but for very, very, very different reasons. Obviously, Chris Benoit, I did a video about the Benoit murders in my Do You Remember series. Chris Benoit's never going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. As far as Owen goes, do I think Owen deserves to be there? Yeah, absolutely. Without any type of doubt, any equivocations, anything. Owen deserves to go there. But the problem is, and for me, it's not a problem because I get it. I would be the same way. Owen's widow, Martha, wants nothing to do with WWE. And you can't blame her. You cannot blame her. Everybody's like, oh, it's been over 20 years. You know what? Tell that to Martha. Tell that to Owen's kids that have lived without him because of some stupid stunt that never should have happened in the first place. And it's already been Oj and Athena, Owen's son and daughter, respectively, have both said, even when Martha, passes away, they're not going to let WWE induct him into the Hall of Fame. And you can bet your bottom dollar, if Oj and Athena have kids, you can bet your bottom dollar after they pass away, they're sure as hell not going to let Owen go in the Hall of Fame. Why, if put yourself in the position of Martha Hart, just for a minute, or try to. If your husband or if your wife plummeted 80 feet to their death in a stunt that never should have happened, would you let that company induct him into their Hall of Fame to make a profit off of him, if you will? And the answer to that question is no, you wouldn't. Nobody in their salient mind would allow that to happen. But yet, to this day, Martha Hart gets shit on because she won't let her husband in the Hall of Fame. Guess what? Martha, bravo. I don't blame you. You have every right to not let them do that. Like I said, Owen deserves to be in. Absolutely. But it's not going to happen. And I think wrestling fans and people in the IWC need to wake up and realize that that's the reality. Dark Side of the Ring. The last season finale of, I think it was it season 2? It started with the Benoit murders and then it ended with Owen, or it might have been backwards. I don't remember, but Oj flat out said, he's like, there's no way I'll ever let WWE induct my dad in the Hall of Fame. That's what the IWC is all about now. Is they're all about, Martha, once Martha dies, his kids will surely let him in. No, they don't. Athena hates pro wrestling now. Because pro wrestling took her father away. So, but enough about that. I'm not, but like I said, I would love to see Demolition go in. I don't know who else is on their radar, if you will, but like I said, I just, it's just high time. People got to realize Chris Benoit, because of what he did, will never go in. They have blacklisted Chris Benoit. Notice when they talk about Royal Rumble winners, they talk about Shawn winning the Rumble in '95 at number 1. They talk about Edge winning the Royal Rumble at number 1 in 2021. Edge won the Rumble. They never say Chris Benoit did it too in 2004. They have blacklisted Chris Benoit from that company. And rightfully so. Rightfully so, because you know what? You don't kill your fucking family and then get rewarded by going into the Hall of Fame. Everybody talks about CTE. Fuck CTE. There's football players that have committed suicide because of CTE. That doesn't give them a pass. It doesn't give them a get out of jail free card. I mean, it does because but these football players, they don't kill other people. Junior Seau, he didn't kill anybody. He just shot himself in the chest. But yeah. So as far as Hall of Fame goes, I get so sick and tired of reading, comments and posts about, like I said, Chris Benoit deserves to go in. No, we don't. Chris Benoit is a piece of shit. Athletically, one of the most gifted athletes in the squared circle to ever step in the ring. But personally, the biggest piece of shit you could ever know because of what he did. Paul Heyman on Outside the Ropes. Fire Kitten, welcome in. I think it was Outside the Ropes. He was talking, and this guy in the crowd kept saying, every time Chris Benoit's name was mentioned, "Oh, my boy, that's my boy." And Paul Heyman said it best: 3 people died in that house. Only one had the choice behind it, and that one person was Chris Benoit, because he already murdered his wife. He already murdered his kid. They didn't have a choice. They had no clue they were going to get murdered. So, to the IWC, do me a favor. Shut the fuck up about Chris Benoit. Shut up about Owen Hart. Because you know what? Neither one of those things are going to happen. And again, for completely polarizing reasons, there's a reason behind that. So, give it up. Also on Raw, Brock Lesnar will have an open challenge at WrestleMania 42. Last time they did this was 12 years ago. Undertaker accepted the challenge and the streak got broken. There is only one person that needs to answer this challenge. And it's not LA Knight. There's rumor going around that because Cody Rhodes and LA Knight eliminated Brock from the Royal Rumble, obviously Cody's going to be in, the main event of night 1. That now, Brock's going to start a program with LA Knight. That would be abysmal. That would be a la Dean Ambrose and Brock Lesnar from WrestleMania 32, 10 years ago. I don't want to see that. There's one guy that needs to answer that challenge, and his name is Oba Femi. And not only that, Oba needs to go over on Brock. There you have it. That's my take on that. That is my take on that. I think Oba and Brock would cook. There's talk of Brock and Gunther. Brock's technically a heel, so I don't see them doing a heel versus heel match. It just wouldn't really make sense because it doesn't make sense to turn Gunther babyface, and at this point, it doesn't really make sense to turn Brock babyface either. But I guess it's a matter of opinion, I guess. But there you go. Elimination Chamber predictions done. Cody winning the men's chamber, Tiffany winning the women's chamber, AJ Lee winning the match, possibly the title. Worst case scenario, like I said, AJ gets a DQ victory, and then obviously Punk going over on Finn Balor. Ladies and gentlemen, a couple of personal notes before we wrap up. This is just so mind-blowing to me. We are 27 subscribers away from hitting 5,000. The goal was to hit 5,000 before my birthday, which is on March 17th, which is still a little over 2 weeks away. I don't know what has happened this year. I really don't. I wish I could sit here, look at my webcam, speak in my microphone that's to my left, and just say, guys, this is how you do it. I don't have that answer. I don't. I am so grateful to every single one of you who, whether you watch me on a regular basis, this is the first video that you're watching, I appreciate every single one of you because I never thought in my wildest imagination that the channel would take off the way it's taken off this year. We ended 2025 on a very high note, and 2026 has legitimately shattered every analytical aspect I could ever dream of. And we're only 2 months in. Sky's the limit. So, as I said, I appreciate every single one of you. I truly do. And I love the fact that you're here. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. It is absolutely free. We just wrapped up Season 2 of How to Platinum for Dark Souls 2. We're going to resume in time Season 3, which was Liza P. And then also going to take a look at my poll. Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy or Spider-Man 2, which is the next blind Let's Play series that we're going to do. We're going to probably switch Legend of Dragoon to live stream format just so I can actually get that game done. That's going to be coming down the road as well. Also, there's something else I was going to say too, and I don't remember what the heck I was going to say. But no, the big thing is, again, thank you from the very bottom of my heart. Like I said, I don't know what we've done. I've done nothing different than I've done the last, few years I've been on YouTube. And like I said, I've met some really cool people. I've met some people who I thought were cool but turned out to be, not what they said they are. And just like real life, internet, you're gonna have, you're gonna have the real ones and you're gonna have the phony ones. And thankfully I've only met maybe 2-3 people that turned out to be, frauds. But the ones that do have my back, the ones that do support me, the ones that believe in me, I thank you very much, and just know that you put your faith in the right person, because like I said, we're not slowing down, we're not stopping the ride. It's going, like I said, whether you're with me, you're not with me, like I said, the train's going to keep moving, and if you don't want to be on board, that's perfectly fine, but it's not staying at the station. It's pedal to the metal, rubber meets the road, as my pastor says. But yeah, so that's going to wrap up this video, guys. Again, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you've not done so already. I'm going to get another video up here in a little bit as well. So yeah, and my game room is kind of extremely cold. Like, my feet are freaking about to turn into popsicles. So we're going to head into the other side of the house, go on the PS5, get something uploaded for you guys this morning. Don't miss it. Appreciate you guys. Love every single one of you. Let me know your picks for Elimination Chamber 2026 coming your way tomorrow night. Don't miss it. We'll catch you guys.